Hey everyone, it's Kelsey. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, and welcome to this vlog. I am starting a new series on my channel called Tackling the TBR. Now, I'm sure someone has already used this name, okay? So I'm not claiming that I'm the only one that's used this name, but I have over 1,000 books on my want to read shelf on Goodreads, which I think is a little crazy. And one of the things that was kind of my goal for this year was to read a lot of the books on that list and kind of like thin it down. I would certainly love it to be less than 1,000. Right now, I currently have like 1,024 books. It was 1,043 last night, and I kind of went through and like cleaned some stuff off. It's just so many books that it's like impossible to know like what's on there that I don't care about anymore, if that makes sense. And I have a real tendency to like see a book on like Kindle Unlimited or on Kindle, or see something someone else is reading and then immediately go pick that book up and it's not even on my TBR, so that I'm not reading the over 1,000 books that are on my TBR, which is fine. But you know, I really would like to actually start reading the books that I have on my want to read shelf on Goodreads, which I've also kind of made it a goal to read more of my physical books too, so that is kind of like, I'm doing good with it this year. But I wanted to start kind of a new series with it where I kind of do like little challenges. So for tackling the TBR, I'm gonna do like different ways to kind of like organize slash like sort my shelf. So kind of do like, I don't know, make it more fun. And also there's a lot of different ways you can sort your Goodreads shelf, and sometimes it's nice because it puts different things first, so you can kind of like see things that you might have overlooked. So for the first episode, I'm gonna do, I saw Chandler Ansley do this and I thought that this would be a good way to start. I'm gonna read the least popular books on my TBR, and by least popular I mean like they have the least amount of ratings. I have quite a few because I have some like, you know, self-published books on there like that I wanted to try and support and was interested in, and I think this is a good place to start because I don't tend to look, I guess, at what's least popular, so it'll help me like see what the book is and be like, okay, read the description, do I really want to read this? No. Also like, is this available easily anywhere? Is this something I'm gonna want to spend money on? If the answer is no, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that will help me to kind of clear that out. I started the first book for this last night. I started Dead Sexy by Cameo McPherson, and it only has 38 ratings and 31 reviews, so I am 37% of the way through it, and I'm actually really enjoying it so far. It's about this girl who is a zombie hunter, but the zombies aren't like Walking Dead zombies, they're like more like revenants. Like they're just reanimated people, and they have like the personalities of the people and the goals, but like they tend to like eventually go crazy, if that makes sense, because like you just can't reanimate and come back from the dead without going crazy, kind of. In this world, there was something called the like cataclysm. Basically, there was so much magic built up in the world that it kind of exploded, and then it turned some people like who were older than a certain age like into different supernatural creatures, and so everyone kind of had to figure out how to live in this new magical society. And this is like a few years later, so everything's already established. But I just think that this is so clever and interesting and such a fun, fresh idea, honestly, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, really enjoying it. I think it's a standalone, at least it appears to be so right now, but I am really enjoying it and having fun. It kind of gives me like Teen Wolf vibes a little bit. Like I read this and I'm like, this person definitely has seen Teen Wolf, because there's like berserkers, there's kitsunes. I'm like, this person's seen Teen Wolf for sure. It's kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer with Teen Wolf, which I really like. I'm a big supernatural girly and I love Teen Wolf, so anything that's kind of similar to that I kind of like. I'm going to hopefully finish that today. I have yoga tonight, so, but other than that, I'm pretty much just gonna read all day. I kind of flew through it. Like I read all that 7% last night. I have it on my Kindle, which is nice because I like to have a Kindle book going because it's easier to read that at night in bed, if that makes sense. So I'm really enjoying it. That's gonna be book number 1 for this list, and I'm actually really excited about this new series, and I just feel like it's just gonna inspire me to start combing through my shelves because it's a little crazy. I feel like having over 1,000 books is a little wild, especially if you're not really reading them. Like I'm like, how do I have 1,000 books on my want to read shelf and I'm still not reading any of them. That's crazy. So I will update you guys when I'm a little bit more of the way through, unless I end up finishing the rest of this in one sitting, in which case I will update it when it's done. See y'all when I see you. Okay guys, I finished the first book for this video. So I finished Dead Sexy. It only had like 38 ratings, so it was like obviously the least rated book on my TBR, but I still was interested. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I actually had a lot of fun with it. I think the book itself is really fun. The world is really fun. I kind of have already told you guys what it's about, but it's about this girl named Cassie, and she's like a zombie hunter, and this is in like a post-cataclysm world, and the cataclysm was just, there was like an explosion of magic and it turned some people into supernaturals. So I thought the lore of the world was super interesting and like super unique, and I loved seeing all the different like creatures and like combinations. It was very Teen Wolf-esque. Like I could tell this person has seen Teen Wolf because there were like berserkers and kitsunes and like were combinations. It was very Teen Wolf-esque. And I also really liked there was a mystery going on. They were trying to figure out who killed the zombie that she was hunting, and they're not really called zombies, they're called like revenants, and they're not zombies in the sense that they're like come back and they're mindless and want to eat your brains. They're usually genuinely just like reanimated people who have like some sort of like goal in mind and something they want to accomplish, but they can like go crazy and then start eating people. So that's why she hunts them, because they are kind of dangerous. Also, like, you know, things that die are kind of supposed to stay dead. Like that's just the balance of the world. But so there's this mystery going on about who killed him, because he died under mysterious circumstances, and like why he's back, what he's after, what his unfinished business is. And the mystery of that was really enjoyable. So I really liked the mystery of that, and I really liked the world. The stuff I didn't like about it was just I didn't really care about the love story that much, and every male character just randomly was obsessed with this girl and wanted to like kiss her, and it was a little too much. But other than that, I enjoyed it. Oh, and she also has like a curse on her that like any guy she falls in love with will like eventually betray her, which was really interesting. I feel like it would be cool if this author like decides to write anything else and in this world and kind of expand this world. I feel like there's a lot they could do with it. This is the only book though, so that remains to be seen if they will do anything with it, but I had fun with it. I'm glad I read it. So then the second book I'm reading for this video is Waysider by KJ Sutton, and it only has 385 ratings and 179 reviews, which is not a lot, and it was published in 2024. The cover is very 80s. Oh, I guess I could have just put that on the screen for you guys. The cover is very 80s, so it was kind of giving Stranger Things, but then when I started reading it, I was like, this is also giving Teen Wolf. And I am here for it, because there are not enough books and book series that give me the same vibe as Teen Wolf, you know? Especially the first scene in this book, they're in like an insane asylum, like trying to talk to a guy. And I'm like, this is really giving Teen Wolf, like this is giving Eikenhouse. Ironically, both of the main characters' names are Cassie, because it was Cassie in the Dead Sexy book, and it's Cassie in this book too. So that's kind of funny. So in this book, Cassie is trying to solve some mystery, which the mystery is kind of not all the way known to us, but basically she and her brother, when she was coming home from her twin brother, when they were coming home from college, there was this guy on the bridge, and he was like gonna jump, and they tried to save him, and he ended up pushing Cassie off the bridge instead. Nobody knows why. And so she went in the like river and died, and her brother jumped in after her and also died, and Cassie was dead for 4 minutes, but then she revived like through like CPR and stuff, and now she's alive, but then her brother is like dead, but now she can see her brother and she can see other ghosts since she died, which is so interesting and so fun, but also very sad and heartbreaking, because like losing your twin must be like just such a terrible pain. And then there's also like this like school for like gifted people, but it's like psychics and stuff. It's almost like a parapsychology sort of school, like college, and they want her to go there because people with these gifts like are rare, and like they can, I guess, go on to make a lot of money in this world to like do things. That's kind of all I know so far, and I'm excited to read more. I'm really liking it so far. I feel it's like well written so far. I like the characters so far. I feel like this would be a good TV show adaptation. And I believe this is like a self-published author, and I love supporting self-published authors, and I also love finding indie self-published authors whose works I really love, especially because I am an indie author myself. So I just love supporting people like that and reading more books like that. This is a fun video so far. Like, I haven't really DNF'd anything, so far success. And I feel like I'm really starting to get a handle on my TBR. I used to have like 1,043 books on my TBR, I think, and now I'm at 1,014. Just from doing this and from like looking at it differently and cleaning stuff off. Definitely want to get under 1,000 soon, because 1,000 is just a lot. It's like, I don't even know what's on there half the time anymore. And then there's books that I think should be on there, like Scythe, which I own. And I went and it's not on my TBR. It's not on my want to read. I was like, what? So then I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, how is a book that I own and have been meaning to read for over a decade not on my want to read? And I will probably hop on and update you guys again when I'm like halfway towards the end of the book. And I will see you guys when I have another update. Okay, vlog update. I have been working on this video, I think since like June or July, and it is September and it's almost October. I finished Waysider by KJ Sutton, which you guys know I was reading for this video. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars. It started off really good and I was really excited about it, as you guys know. Then it just dragged on and nothing really happened in the middle portions, which is really upsetting because I felt like the world was really interesting and the concept was interesting and I liked the characters, but then it just got to the point where I was like, can we wrap it up? You know what I mean? Everything felt really unresolved at the end. I feel like none of my questions got answered. It says that it's #1, but then when you click on it on Goodreads, that goes away. So I think that it was gonna be a series, but the publisher dropped it or it got discontinued, whatever. That happens every once in a while. Listen, I think I could have skipped this one. So to sum up where I am so far in the video, Dead Sexy, honestly, I had fun reading that one. This one, I could have skipped. Then I started the 3rd book for this series because it was the next least popular, had the least amount of ratings of the books in my like Goodreads TBR, and that was Born of Starlight by Marriott K. It's part of the Legends of Henosis series, and it only has 556 ratings, but it has an average rating of like 4.11, which is pretty good. And I will say I am 31% into this book, and it's not bad. Like, I think the world is interesting. I think the powers are interesting. The main girl is like the only oracle in the whole world, and it's like a really rare thing to have. So she is like stuck. It's a Rapunzel retelling, I think. So she's like stuck in this like tower with her like sisters, which is just like sisters in the way that like nuns are sisters, where they're just like part of the same like covenant sort of thing. And she has to tell the future for like kings and kingdoms and stuff. And she sees that this war is coming, but she's told like in her mind not to say anything and like directed on what to do. So she like contacts the princess, and then she sends like a knight, and they're kind of journeying across, and they have to go free this warlock who they kind of like each other, like this kind of a thing. So it's like the characters are interesting and the world is interesting, but I'm not like jumping to pick it up, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know what it is about it that's just not grabbing me. I'm just like, I don't really care, you know? Like, it's like when I read it, I kind of care, and I'm like, oh, well, it's kind of interesting, but for whatever reason, it's just not like grabbing me. And I feel like since I'm 31% of the way through the book, I'm like, I would know by now. And I'm just kind of at this point in my life where I'm like, I just don't want to waste time like forcing myself to read books. Like, it's supposed to be fun, so it's like, why push myself to pick up something? I should like want to pick it up, you know what I mean? So I'm really toying with the idea of just DNFing this one and putting it down. Not saying it's bad. If it's something that you're interested in, I think give it a try. Maybe it's not for me. I'm not really sure what the issue is. And I will say what has really been helpful with this video is when I'm like picking what books to read, I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay, do I want to read this one? No. So then I take it off. Or like, is this one easily accessible? Like, is it available at the library? Is it on Kindle Unlimited? And then if the answer is no, it's like, well, do you really want to buy this? Like, do you really want to spend money to read this? And then it's like, no, I don't want to. So it helps me to kind of like take some stuff off my TBR, which was the whole goal of this series and video. I think starting with the lowest number of ratings probably just wasn't the best idea. I saw Chandler Ansley do this and it looked fun, so I was like, oh, I want to do it. But even when she did it, she was like, she didn't like find a new favorite or anything, so it's like, I feel like that is kind of to be expected. So now, I think at the start of this video, I had like over 1,000 books on my want to read. Now it's down to 904, which is really exciting. So I'm very happy with that. I am probably gonna go through and keep taking things off, but I was planning on only reading 3 books for this video, but I literally only read 2 and DNF'd 1, but I guess that's not so bad, right? So I think what I've learned is that I want to be more choosy with what I read. I think too, like, I know my reading tastes a lot more now that I'm older. Like, I kind of know what I'm gonna like and what I'm not gonna like. So again, there's just so many books I want to read that I just have to kind of like periodically go through, because this is from like over 10 years, however long. Whenever I made my Goodreads would have been like, I don't know, 2011 or something like that. So this is like from however many years of just adding want to read and never going through. So that's why I really wanted to do this series and start going through, because having over 1,000 books was just very overwhelming. I can never find anything. And then I find that I'll just pick up something that's not even on my like want to read. Or I'll grab something from my bookshelf that I've had for like years and it's for some reason not on my want to read. So then I was just like, what even is on here? So I think I'm gonna go through this again too with like a, you know, different perspective. That's where I'm at. Overall, I don't know. I feel like this was successful because it helped me clean out almost 1,000, probably over 1,000 books off the TBR, which I think is really good. So overall, I guess this was successful, but it wasn't successful in the sense that I didn't find any new favorites sort of vibe. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog and this first episode in this new series where I'm just going to tackle the TBR. I'm trying to get it down to something more manageable. Having it at over 1,000 was a little crazy for me personally. I think even having 900 is still crazy. Like, I would like to get it down, like, I don't know, to like 500 maybe. It's not that I'm like rigid about it, but I just think like realistically, am I gonna read all these? I don't know. So I'd like to get it down to a number that feels more reasonable and that's less overwhelming. So I'm gonna keep doing this series. This is just the first episode and installment, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys for the next episode of this series, whatever it's gonna be. Give it a thumbs up down below if you enjoyed, and be sure to subscribe for more content. It makes me very happy, helps my channel out a lot, and I'll see you guys later with another video. Later, Gators. Bye.